Welcome to the pre-match show presented by Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
El Paso Locomotive FC looking to make it 25 unbeaten at Southwest University Park. As always, this behind-the-scenes moment brought to you by GECU. Welcome to Southwest University Park tonight, the final home regular season match before the playoffs. It's El Paso Locomotive FC versus OKC Energy FC. And thanks for joining us here in the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team pregame show. I'm Duke Keith alongside Heidi Mocha. And Heidi, Locomotive FC versus OKC Energy, which is in the building for the first time since 2019, where they played spoiler to Locomotive's inaugural game. I'm sure that OKC Energy would love to do the same thing tonight.
Their season, though, is officially over after Tulsa clinched the last spot recently. So although that is the case, they would definitely like to come in and get the win. So for El Paso, though, they have a chance to still have the best record in the West. What they need to do is they need to win tonight, they need to win next week, and Phoenix needs to lose. But home field advantage throughout the playoffs is still possible.
It's still there, and I'm sure Mark Lowry would love to wrap that up, but also trying to balance injuries, trying to get his healthy squad ready for the playoffs. That is also a huge consideration. As we take a look at the Texas Tech Health Report, it's a little longer than normal than we've seen the last couple of weeks. A little bit better, but still missing some key guys. Yuma remaining out with a hip injury. Sebastian Velasquez, Richie Ryan also not playing in this one, Heidi.
You do miss that leadership of guys like Richie Ryan and Yuma, but the guys that have been called upon have been exceptional. You have to give Nick Ross, for example. Guys like him never get the credit they deserve, but in Mark Lowry's possession-style game, Richie Ryan comes in at 90% passing accuracy for the season. And you don't skip a beat with Nick Ross at 87.9%. It really is the next man up approach. Cole Turner on loan had a really solid performance on Wednesday and contributed to the clean sheet versus Austin. The depth, we've talked about it. The depth of the squad is what has made this stretch of matches so fun to watch.
And speaking of fun matches, let's go back to Wednesday, talk about Aaron Gomez's goal. Another week, another Locomotive featured yet again on ESPN's Football America's Top 10 Midweek Goals.
All right. Aaron Gomez, Locomotive, right here, El Paso. Every day, every week we have an El Paso goal. I want to ask you, is this an epic goal or an epic foul? The goalkeeper, is this a goalkeeping error here?
Yeah, I mean, the goalkeeper appreciated the effort by Aaron Gomez.
Okay.
Hercules Gomez and Sebastian Salazar definitely taking notice. Heidi, how spectacular was that goal?
It was unreal. For him to be able to get a foot on that, you like the patience. But the time on that bounce, it needs to be perfect. And what a shot it was. But Duke Locomotive was on another level last Wednesday. It was a 3-0 win, and every goal was spectacular.
To your point, Heidi, we need to take another look at Lucho's strike from distance. This one had so much behind. And that man right there, absolutely feeling it, leading the team in goals now with 10. A shot of the arrow into the air for his wife, who has made it to El Paso. Then 18-year-old Diego gets into the action. Look at the moves. We said it before. This kid is special. He showed it again on Wednesday. Heidi, you talked about El Paso playing the full 90 minutes. They certainly did last Wednesday.
El Paso's attack was great. They got shots, but more importantly, as I always like to say, shots on target, and they converted. Aaron Gomez, Lucho, and Diego are Locomotive's top 3 goal scorers, and to see them all get goals in the same game has got to make Coach Mark Lowry happy. Then on the defensive side, another clean sheet. El Paso really controlling the action against a team that needed to win to control their playoff destiny. And they limit them to only 3 shots on target the whole match. An impressive performance, and Mark Lowry knows the importance of momentum heading into the postseason.
To win this game so close to the end of the season gives us a little momentum, right? We try and close it out well against OKC and RGB. and approach playoffs, whoever we're going to play, with the right attitude and try and win those games and give ourselves a real good chance of being in the final again.
Larry knows that they still have to put together a couple more good performances to end the season. The mindset has always been to not look too far ahead, but the way El Paso is playing, Lowry and the Locomotive expect to make a deep run in the playoffs, and a good performance tonight keeps that momentum going.
Well, Heidi, does El Paso stay on track, get it, for home field advantage throughout the playoffs, or does OKC Energy play spoiler? USL Championship action headed your way next.
Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Don't miss a second of the Locos in action by getting a seat to every match. Buy your tickets now at aplocomotivefc.com/ticket or by calling or texting 915-235-GO.
Southwest Chiropractic, serving El Paso area and relieving pain for more than 20 years. Not only do we treat auto, sports, and work-related injuries, but we also treat scoliosis, sciatica, back pain, disc injuries, chronic pain treatment, and we even manage stress. At Southwest Chiropractic, our patients are seen the same day. We provide gentle and effective care, and we accept most insurances. Schedule your appointment today and let us relieve your pain. With 3 convenient locations in El Paso, Southwest Chiropractic. Your health is our well-being. Call us today, 915-581-9619.
Welcome to downtown El Paso, Texas. Duke Keith and Heidi Moja with you. Locomotive FC taking on Oklahoma City Energy FC. This crowd is fired up. The line around the block to get those beautiful white jerseys, the giveaway for this evening, and very close to a packed house expected tonight, Heidi.
Absolutely. See, they're calling it it's probably going to be a sellout, but those lines, it was awesome to see all the fans trying to get in for this match tonight.
Outstanding work by the Locomotive staff to get them in, and this is going to be a fun one this evening. The last regular season home match of the 2021 season, sending off El Paso Locomotive into the playoffs in style. As we take a look at the starting lineup, great to see Mishak Jerome on that back line.
Yes, it is.
You got Nick Ross in the holding 6 role. Outstanding there for Locomotive, as has been Chapa Herrera. That is your starting lineup for Locomotive FC. A 4-3-3 in essence. For Oklahoma City Energy, pretty much a 4-2 or 4-1 as you look at it, or 4-2-3-1. They might go back and forth, but the man they're looking for is number 10 out there on the left, or number 21 on the right,
21.
Bijia. That's the guy.
Exactly.
16 goals this year.
Yes, he has been dangerous for them, and someone that we're going to have to keep an eye on tonight.
Well, Energy FC's regular season will be all for 2021. But can Locomotive FC get a step closer to home field advantage in the Western Conference? Underway from Southwest University Park, Mishak Jerome.
Coach Lowry, like you mentioned, starting with a 4-3-3 lineup, but he's been kind of saying it where he's wanting to look at different lineups. You never know what he's going to have to do when the playoffs are here.
To that end, Locomotive, by necessity, has had to start an awful lot of different lineups. And another center back pairing again tonight with Andrew Fox and Mishak Jerome in that role. But when you talk about attacking options, even with the absence of Sebastian Velasquez, that man, Diego, Aaron Gomez, Dylan Maris, pick your poison, right?
Exactly. Locomotive still has such a creative group, you know, that just puts together passes and attacking opportunities.
85% atop the league coming into tonight yet again. Oklahoma City, for its part, can be good defensively. They've had 9 clean sheets this year, Locomotive with 12. And an early foul on Chapa Herrera will give the Energy the free kick. Lamar Batista. We take a look at the referees tonight. Benjamin Meyer, assistant referee Babacar Jallo, Bennett Savage, and Drew Plair. Mitch Osmond. Turnover will give the ball back to Diego. Play on, says the referee, out on. Chip down a bit. Here's Brian Brabillon. Another recently returned from injury.
And then
Aron will have a go. Easy stop at the end for C.J. Cochran. Big man from Alpharetta, Georgia. Might have taken a slight touch off of Mitch Osmond.
yeah, he was a little bit, maybe he thought he was a little bit screened. It might have been a little bit ambitious. But, I think we've seen this before. Locomotive get that shot, and we kind of seem to be calling it kind of a warm-up shot, and then they sometimes they start to get hot.
We take a look at Mark Lowry, the conductor of this Locomotive. Head coach and technical director. What is it like, though, if you're a head coach? Because you've done that job before in different capacities all over the place. Just trying to organize, especially when you have this many injuries in a season, and you're just trying to plug people in to fill gaps. But it's all come up roses, really, for Mark Lowry this year.
I mean, there is no how-to.
Right.
At all. Every team's situation is always different, but right now, this is game 8 of 9 in a month. And what it really allowed, though, you kind of always want to look at what's the positive situation. Players got so much experience in crucial situations. So with all that depth now, when you have other players coming back from some injuries, there's even less of a change. They really understand the system. They got incredibly quality minutes, put in real time into the success that they have had in this last month. So it's like something you don't want to wish for, but sometimes it can be a blessing in disguise as you move into, especially into the playoff season.
Good job by Diego to take the ball away from Arun Vasiljevic out there in the wing for OKC. You talk about the importance of culture. I would imagine as a head coach, that might be your primary job. Obviously, if you're technical director, you're plugging in players as well, looking to see who's going to fill what role. But culture has got to be right up there.
Oh yeah, you're leading that, and you kind of set the tone from the top.
Adekoya into the 18, trying to move his way through, and easily ushered away by the Scotsman. Ross. Diego. Chapa. And that's going to be a foul on Vasiljevic. Let's take a look at the Casa Auto Group keys to the match tonight. Heidi.
And what we'd like to see to start is set the tone early. So last Wednesday, El Paso came out pushing the attack and just showed positive results. 3-goal performance. That helped. That really helps also on the defensive side, allowing them to, not have to absorb so much on the opponent's attack. And with that, they also ended up with another clean sheet. So if El Paso can control the pace, they can make life hard for OKC to get anything going. Then keep up the intensity and focus. So the matches are sometimes challenging to keep pushing when you have 8 out of 9 in a month. Let's take.
Well done, Bijev. Knocked over by Maka King. Play on, and Maka King a little upset at that back line, saying, where did that come from?
Let's see.
Physical challenge as we take a look again.
Stayed in his, it was a pretty even challenge, and then we got to see his nice calf, the holes in his
armband.
His
the holes in the socks.
Yeah, the captain's armband and the holes in the socks, the infamous holes in the socks. But that was some great intensity on defense and a lot of focus. That's what you said. The second key to the game was intensity and focus. We just saw that on defense. So the opponent doesn't have, they're out of the playoffs after regular season. So what do they have to play for? Maybe trying to be a spoiler, as we mentioned early on, a spoiler for Locomotive's unbeaten streak here at home. But Locomotive has a lot to play for. Continue to get that streak and still have a chance at hosting all home playoff matches, and then finish strong. That kind of pairs well with that. But go the full 90 minutes or 90 minutes plus, and they really did that the last match. So can they continue that unbeaten streak and, and play this season, the regular season out, to look forward to, hopefully a long and fruitful playoffs.
Why is Mishak Jerome back in the lineup? You just saw. Excellent cutting ball finds Dylan Maris in the center circle. The way he can just overlap lines with a thought. So accurate with his passing. Maka King, been known to do that a time or two as well, and has played Mishak's position the last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, Maka King has stepped up when he's been asked to play in different roles, and also become kind of the essential goal scorer on some of that in some of the matches.
Some 10-on-10 violence. Vasiljevic taking it away from Maris. Dropping up the left to right wing side. Here's the high shot. Boy, that's hopeful. Very hopeful for Connor Donovan. Blazing in from that right wing side, Donovan. 6'2", 25-year-old out of North Carolina. Locomotive patient in possession, and they have dominated that through the opening 9 minutes.
Yeah, Locomotive has kept the ball, but they haven't created those chances attacking yet like they really did in the start of the last match.
That's a foul on Osmond on Maris. Maris taking a moment. Almost knee on knee. And an easy call for Benjamin Meyer to make. It'll be Ross delivering the service into the box, headed forward by King, and a save by Cochran. Nick Ross has done so well in that number 6 role, even though he's more of an 8, more of an attacking-minded midfielder usually. But we've talked about it before, and the job he's been doing filling in for Richie Ryan.
Absolutely. He's done a good job of staying home and keeping it organizing and making sure that attacking teams didn't get through to the back line and have those dangerous chances from outside the top of the box.
They'll leave off for Bijev. Bijev trying to deliver it back, but that's way off target, looking for Declan Wynn.
And Chapa Herrera there, he has played, a lot of minutes the last few matches for the Locomotive, but the last match, he was spot on. I think Coach Lowry after the match was saying how he considered him the man of the match with his play in the last match.
We'll complete that thought in a bit. Chapa Herrera with it now to Diego from Rebellon. Good chip, Donovan. Fans wanting a call. They won't get one. Energy trying to play it out from the back. But you talked about him. You were raving about the job Chapa Herrera was doing on Wednesday. Good work by Mishak to get back. Way out there.
Thank goodness he's got strong foot skills, because
he can play the ball with his feet, not just his hands. True.
Many years ago, keepers didn't have nearly the foot skills that they do now. It was not. They could pick up the ball pretty much anytime and anywhere from any pass back. It was not. They've changed some of the rules, so now they have to be.
You have to play with your feet. Yeah,
and
that's
Logan
honestly.
Also is skilled at distribution. Not just kind of being a safety pass. He really can can contribute with his feet.
One of the big things to come out, I think, of the 1990 World Cup was that you couldn't just play it back for your keeper and he picks it up. That is a wonderful change to the game, and it certainly opened things up.
Well, I guess it depends who.
Right.
I think the keeper and the defense might like it to be picked up.
There's a turnover. Good work by Adekoya. But to complete that thought on Chapa, you had been talking about him all Wednesday night, and Mark Lowry goes and calls him man of the match.
Yeah, he just was reading the game well. He was closing quickly on the opponent, so they didn't have a chance to find the next man. And then he was drawing fouls when he would receive the ball and just had confidence on the ball. It was you could just see it was his game.
Batista. Little give and go with Korimoto. OKC, good run of possession here, done well. Kind of missed on that. Good interception by Matt Boehner.
That's usually a Eder Borelli move that we see, but Boehner is filling that slot tonight and stepping in with that similar takeaway.
Rest and rotation, I think, the order of the last couple of weeks of business for this Locomotive side.
Absolutely.
You want to stay competitive, and everybody on the pitch certainly is. Locomotive dominating possession so far. You can tell they want to get forward. And here's a nice chip over the top. Can Aron leg it out? He can. Aron. Gomez, the deflection. It's going to be a Chick-fil-A corner. Connor Donovan, fortunate to be in there. It'll be a corner kick. Dylan Maris will be headed to that end. The man from Zionsville coming over from the Miami FC. Stuck with them even into their drop, if you call it a drop in Anissa. They just wanted to stay active as an organization, and obviously now back in the USL Championship. Dylan Maris waves that magic wand of a right foot, and good things happen for Locomotive. Short corner this time. It's to Ross, and not a lot of magic there. Partially deflected by Dunwell.
It's been a while since I think we've seen the Locomotive do a short corner.
That's sent in. Solid work by Matt Boehner in from right wing. He'll touch it back. He can't play it. It's off. He's offside and has to let it go. Goal kick coming. Our Southwest University player profile today starts on the bench. Lucho Solignac, 10 goals, 7 assists to lead the team in both goals and assists. And that 56.4 shooting accuracy, 56.4%. An amazing statistic when you think about it. Mark Lowry has looked for 2 seasons for that guy, that number 9. He has certainly found him in Lucho Solignac.
He has, and that's what, at the beginning of the season kept saying. Coach Lowry said, I needed to get somebody in to do that. I looked for it, and right from the start, Lucho was contributing on the attack, getting goals, creating assists.
Well, he's
been a good addition for this season.
Huge addition to this Locomotive lineup, and he had talked coming in that he didn't want to be the guy who scored 2 goals in a 4-2 loss. He wanted to contribute, and indeed he has. Almost like a playmaker as a number 9.
But he knows when to get forward and go for goal.
For Oklahoma City coming in 8-9-13, 37 points. 5th in the Central Division with Tulsa's win last night. That does eliminate them from the Central Division playoffs. The Mountain Division, as you would think from arguably the toughest division in the USL Championship this year. 3 teams with 1 playoff spot up for grabs. New Mexico United, Austin Bold still there, RGV Toros FC. Big win over New Mexico. We'll talk about that a bit at half as we see interim coach Lee Weidman. Coach Weidman, a Liverpool native, came up through the Liverpool and Everton youth systems.
Yeah, his record since taking over has been 8, 6, and 9. So he's definitely kind of helped the team to at least having a run for the playoffs.
Ross. Settled by Diego, trying to make a turn. He'll get a chip, and it's pushed out. Good work by Connor Donovan. Kurimoto got the first deflection, just Energy not able to get a hold of that. And here comes Ross again, floats one in. Playing quite a bit on that left wing side here in this first half.
Yeah, Locomotive finally kind of found a way to break through and just kind of get into the box at least with some chances. You know, you had mentioned the opponent, they had a clean sheet for their last match. You know, that was actually against first place Birmingham Legion FC on Sunday. So they got a clean sheet against the #1 team for their division. So they sometimes can make it difficult for teams to get on the board, but Locomotive finally has found kind of a way to connect, and it looks like they can start to get those chances in front of the goal and in the box, and help help Eighth Notch get to celebrate with the goals in front of them tonight for this first half.
Vilian Bijev whistled for the foul as he collides with Maka King. Bijev, 28 years old, out of Sofia, Bulgaria. You don't necessarily think of it, but Eastern Europe, quite a hotbed for creative players. Let's think of Luka Modric. Good work to handle. But a solid stop. Dylan Maris taking care of business versus Vasiljevic. Gains possession back for Locomotive FC. As we head to the 20th minute. Locomotive still looking for the breakthrough. Oklahoma City is bent but not broken. They'll get on the end of this. Anakoya. In a battle with Fox, and it's a goal kick. Great work by Andrew Fox, the Englishman, walking that tightrope.
Yeah. That was a nice little duel between the two of them. Who's going to end up with the ball, or who's going to end up having the ball go off them out of bounds.
Well, it's Sunday night. There might be work for a lot of those folks Monday morning, but don't tell them that now. Eighth Notch is enjoying the party. They're keeping the energy going, and the energy is solid with an excellent crowd again tonight. Fireworks night, jersey giveaway, and it's the last match of the regular season with more to come. If Locomotive can hold serve, they will not only host the first round, the 7th of November, or the 6th of November, but the 13th of November, they might have it back again too.
Yeah, I would love to see Locomotive get some more chances in front, so we can hear Eighth Notch at their loudest. But the whole crowd tonight, just having all these people here, is you know, it brings just so much more to the game, so much more to the crowd. It's awesome to be here.
Well, as a player, I imagine you do
oh
feel
yeah,
it, don't
you feed off of it. Absolutely.
That one's going to get away.
The players you always hear are a stray of the match say how awesome it is to have so much support and the fans. And when you can get so many people here, you know, butts in seats, it can make a huge, home field advantage, which, I mean, as we've come to appreciate the fortress here with the unbeaten streak.
24 unbeaten coming into tonight. Boehner here with a throw in. Long throw in. Grabbed easily by Cochran.
Locomotive needs to just get a touch on that, you know, get a little head in there and flick it on. Then the keeper can't quite come out that far, or if he does, he might try to go over you.
Vasiljevic, and that one's overblown and over the back line. Looking for Declan Wynn. Could tell the thought. Service a little lacking, and an easy goal kick for Logan Ketterer. Allows us to tell you that since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select, the official ball supplier of the championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, SelectSportAmerica.com. Right into it. Aron is looking for a Karam. He wanted a handball. It'll be a Chick-fil-A corner kick at the very least. Leave that man alone for a second. Aron. The chip out, gets the header, and he is gone.
He's definitely winning that 1v1 matchup, taking it down the flank.
Mitch Osmond had his hands full. Chick-fil-A corner kick for Dylan Maris. In swinger. On the left side, King. Locomotive still looking for a handball. They won't get one. Lamar Batista there in defense. King last to touch it, and a goal kick coming.
Dylan Maris recently talking about how, you know, he knows that he has, I think he's leading now the club in assists, but he just appreciates, you know, being the one taking the free kicks all the time and being in that role, and, you know, knows that that's important, but he's willing to do whatever, you know, and have the opportunity to help the team to get points, to get wins, do whatever it needs to keep moving forward.
He's been so solid since joining the team last season. Off to the races, Donovan receives it back, looking for the cross, little dummy pass, taken and trying to play out of the back is Rebellon. Well done by Bijev, the shot just wide. Looking for a deflection, it will be a Chick-fil-A corner for Oklahoma City. Comes into the middle, Vasiljevic. Does get a Locomotive touch in the first corner of the match for Oklahoma City Energy. That's done well, and it did take a bounce. Couple of players back. Short corner. Bijev, delivery whistled in. That's a good job by Aron. He's everywhere. Gets the deflection and the clearance by El Paso. Donovan playing a little center back while the green jerseys retreat. Helping his team. The short corner game. Are you a fan, Heidi?
I'm a fan of any corner when it works. I wouldn't say no, but short corners are not my favorite. It's free service into the box. You know, it's you can't beat that.
Sure.
Corners are, you know, set pieces have one of the higher percentages of chances going into the back of the net. Get that ball in and make them clear it.
Well, especially if you've got a bunch of dudes over 6 foot tall, I would imagine it becomes a thing that you would want to do, to serve it into the box, into the mixer. I could see short corners for shorter teams.
Yeah, and you don't always want to be predictable, but you want to work on them and be good enough at that. The other teams have to, you know, like they might know you're going to do it, but you're so good, you're still going to be able to do it.
Sure.
Personally, that's, you know, it's not my favorite. But then you say that, and then somebody does a short corner, and it works. But so you do still need to have a mix and change it up, just so that they can't just, you know, camp out and we're only going to do one thing. But if you do that one thing and you keep scoring, keep doing it.
You do you. Great service by Mishak.
Way to bring it down.
Rebellon. Maris. Splits those lines. That's a little off target from Ross. And And an easy takeaway for Osmond. Foul on Ross.
That's a little professional
Sure.
foul.
Professional courtesy.
Well, clipping the ankles, knowing he's not the last defender, so he can get away with it, and he wasn't, you know, overly aggressive that he was going to be carded either, but the play stopped and gave time Locomotive to get back.
So if the pass is going to be off target, Nick Ross doing what he could to make sure there was no counterattack. Here is Donovan.
Yeah, so they could not go off to the races.
Mitch Osmond. Nice give and go. Vasiljevic off to the left wing side. Win. Bijev taken down in the box. Good work by Maka King, says the referee. But it's not out of trouble yet. Here's Donovan. Donovan to Adekoya. Got a touch. And we've got an injured player. It's Brian Rebellon. And he is lying flat on the ground, and Mishak urging Ricardo Ruiz to come over. Texas Tech nod to the doc. Ricardo Ruiz on to take a look, as we will hear. Oh my, Bijev just landing on top of Rebellon. King takes him down. And just that last knock with the elbow, and Rebellon is down on the pitch.
And he had just recently gotten back not too long ago from injury, I think a head injury.
Well, Brian Rebellon being tended to. Saul Soto on as well. We'll take another look at this again. Bijev just making moves. King goes in for the challenge, gets a piece of the ball, but oh, it's the hip. It's mainly the hip. It's a good angle on the replay, and Rebellon breathing, but he is. Seems to be awake, and that is good news.
Yeah,
but
it's a tough knock no matter what.
It looks like I think Oklahoma City, one of their team doctors is over to take a look. One of those who travels with the teams. And nothing Bijev could have done about it. There's no intent behind any of that. It's just an unfortunate collision. And we are understanding that Jose Aguinaga will come in for Brian Rebellon. Here in the 30th minute, but the stretcher is out. So in the 30th minute, Jose Aguinaga will replace Brian Rebellon, and here's best wishes to the Colombian, who's been such an integral part of this Locomotive team for all three of the seasons here in El Paso. In from the very beginning, the man from Puerto Gaitan, Colombia. Benjamin Meyer on with some words. Talking it over with the Locomotive players. This is a concussion substitution. This is a little different, and this is allowed separately from the 5 substitutions Locomotive can make. Specifically for this instance, and I think that is an absolutely critical development as head injuries become a bigger and bigger deal in sports. Generally speaking, this is something that wasn't available to you when you played, Heidi.
No, not at all. Not at all. But it's something that now has been recognized as, you know, you would get knocked and, you know,
you just
how
get
many
your bell
fingers
rung.
you got up, or,
Right.
you know, are you seeing stars? No. And I mean, how many players, you know, really, you know, were like, well, I just don't want to come off, so I'm going to see if I can play through it. You know, this way it's just, you can
It doesn't hurt the team. Make your substitution.
Much more player safety and
absolutely
precautionary
Well, and we've learned a lot more, I think, about head injuries over these last number of seasons, and seen a bunch of it in just about every sport, but especially sports where, you know, you've got no protective headgear usually, and elbows and knees and hips and everything else go flying around. It does happen.
Yeah, in soccer, you know, I mean, some people are, soccer's a contact sport, and I think I mentioned a different match, you know, a lot of times people are worried about the heading game and concussions.
Yes.
And we've seen it, you know, it is usually contact with another player or contact with the ground.
Right.
Those are kind of usually the main culprits. The actual heading of a ball is not the main culprit.
Well, it's wonderful to see Brian Rebellon, Saul Soto, and the EMTs on staff will come over to help him off the pitch, but waves off the stretcher and walks off under his own steam pretty much. And the fans certainly appreciative of that. A concussion substitution. Jose Aguinaga will replace Brian Rebellon here in the 33rd minute. That's just scary, but the best part is seeing number 25 up and walking off the pitch. So Jose Aguinaga, 26-year-old native of Madrid, Spain, has scored a couple of goals for El Paso this season. In to replace Brian Rebellon. It will be an Oklahoma City throw-in as we resume, and I would imagine lots of equal living stoppage time at the end of this first half.
Yeah, Rebellon, he's a tough, smart, physical player, and not afraid to have that contact. This time it's just right to his head, and
not much you could do.
Not much you could do.
That will be whiffed in and punched away by Ketterer. The collision, it is going to be a foul called in Oklahoma City. I think that's out of Koya. Just a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, that's a nice service in, and you got to give them credit for challenging on that ball. But in that 6-yard box, the keeper gets a lot of protection. But if you just, you know, if there hadn't been the contact, you know, going for that ball, maybe it screens the keeper and they.
And it scores.
Yeah,
it goes into the back of the net.
Exactly. But you know, with the break because of the injury, that is a dangerous time right after that, and you know, they send that ball in and almost kind of take advantage of maybe a mental lapse that occurs.
Here is
sometimes.
Chapa. Momentum's so important in this game, especially. There are no timeouts in soccer usually.
Right.
Might have hydration breaks here and then, and of course injury timeouts a bit. Here's Diego back to Maris. Maris hop, skip, and a jump. Good work by Batista to clear. Vijev takes a Locomotive bounce out, and it'll be an OKC throw.
Kind of started to like the feel of that little combination play centrally. I was like, oh, they're going to get Maris or Diego with the ball at their feet central to put that ball on, hopefully on frame and in the back of the net.
Well, in that
but
respect,
that's what we want to see them get done. And then, you know, Gomez right there too, being able to finish or get behind the defense or get out wide, and we're looking for them to create together.
Batista, great intervention to prevent that, and started the other way for Oklahoma City. Too far. Adekoya, no way he can get a hold of that ball. It'll be a Locomotive throw in. But we've talked about momentum in soccer before with no time. Oh, I'll bet this long ball. Mishak, nice thought, trying to get it to Aron. Locomotive will come up with it. Here's Fox, and earns the Locomotive throw. But you're really at the mercy of how the game is going and how you are mentally and emotionally. That is, it's not necessarily an easy thing. Your coach can't say, okay, let's time out. Let's talk about this. Draw something up.
Right.
You are there. You're left to your own devices in this sport more than in just about any other team sport I know.
Right. It's a player's game. You know, practices, coaches can have impacts. You know, at halftime they can make adjustments or have, you know, call in to some captains, make some shifts, but the players are going to make the decisions. The players are going to have to control their, you know, their emotions and their energy and their, you know, all of that. And help each other with that too.
Great dummy by Boehner, gets Chapa loose, but well defended. And they're going to rule it a foul on Chapa Herrera. Getting tangled.
Yeah, but Chapa not backing down.
Shea Adekoya. Good to see Adekoya.
He's trying to get in those shorts too.
They both may be lucky to still be fully clothed after that entanglement. Adekoya had his shirt.
Chapa was like
had his
a half a
pants.
step from getting in front of him and cutting him off to win that ball right from the start. Just barely. Jersey and shorts, yes indeed. I'd imagine the extension of the shorts is probably, Chapa had a little more of Adekoya's shorts than Adekoya had of Chapa's shirt. And that might be the difference in the foul call. Sure looked that way.
Yes. Foul by Wedgie. That'll be loose of Donovan. Run down. Andrew Fox. You want to talk about those 3-year servants of this club? Andrew Fox has certainly been one. Of course, Fox, the dubious distinction of being the first player ever sent off after VAR review, receiving a red card upon VAR review. It was an FA Cup match. Playing for Grimsby Town, I think against Crystal Palace, if I'm not mistaken. The very first instance of VAR being used to send a player off.
Wow.
And it's Andrew Fox.
Yeah.
As he puts it, happy to be a part of maybe somebody's pub trivia win somewhere.
Yeah.
Turnover, Diego, right place, right time. Maris, forward, out on goal, Locomotive FC. All he does is everything. Aaron Gomez, 1-0.
Notch is there to celebrate, and all the rest of the fans here tonight.
How about Diego? There to intercept the pass. OKC left scrambling, and Aaron Gomez is ready to clean it up.
There's that Diego, Maris, Gomez combination, and Gomez is trucking. Like, he gets after every ball that gets put in front of him. That time he gets there before the keeper can get there, and Locomotive's on the board, up 1-0.
1-0 in the 40th minute. Aaron Gomez. The Hospitals of Providence goal to put Locomotive up late in this first half of play. Pretty cagey matchup to that point, but Diego, as soon as he received the ball, turned, looked, found Dylan Maris, and they knew what to do with it afterward.
Maris adding to his assist total.
Locomotive, Diego. Here's Boehner. Again, now Locomotive, Diego looking for Boehner in the box, but it is lifted out. It'll be a Chick-fil-A corner. Just that fast.
I think they're having a little bit of fun down there, finding each other.
Suddenly, Oklahoma City looking suspect at the back. Connor Donovan lifted it out over the byline. And here is Maris. In swinging ball, loose and down. And it's another goal. Maka King thought it was a goal. It is a goal. Maka King, it was in. Cochran got a piece. It bounces out. It took the referees to call it, but it's 2-0 Locomotive.
Yeah, the sideline ref immediately called it a goal.
42nd minute. Locomotive. 2 goals in 2 minutes of action.
There is no VAR here, so even if the replay might have not showed it all the way in, it counts. But what a finish. Go.
That's allowed to bounce all the way through the area, and I've got to think Lee Weidman a little unhappy with that. Took a little bit of a bounce, but yeah, Cochran clearly way inside his net.
What a finish. Getting that ball on the corner into the box.
Amazing. Now the Energy are going to need some to climb back into this. The Hospitals of Providence goal by Maka King. Locomotive almost get that one back. Ross, Maris off of Chapa, slices it out to Boehner. Here's Fox, and they'll stretch it out a bit.
And Maka King, you know, as we mentioned, he's our captain tonight, but he also, on the defensive side, has 46 clearances, but lately we keep bringing him up over and over on the goal-scoring end of the pitch.
His 5th of the season. Incredible. And Aaron Gomez, his 9th of the year. He is 1 away from Lucho Solignac in the top. Here's Aaron Gomez with it here. Up and in! What a strike! Are you watching Football Americas? This may be 3 straight weeks. 3-0 Locomotive. 3 goals in the span of 4 minutes.
I think you just called that one, dude.
Lucho, you got some company at the top, buddy. I don't think he'll mind. Aaron Gomez. The Hospitals of Providence goal in the 44th minute. That's unassisted. All Aaron. What a
Upper
strike.
90, can't even look at that.
Top bins from the acute corner. My goodness.
He was not looking to pass. He was like, I am putting this in the back of the net. Whew.
There will be 5 minutes of eco-living stoppage time coming up from what we hear after the injury to Brian Rebellon. But Oklahoma City, I tell you what, Locomotive smells blood, especially on that 8th notch end. As you see, the Halloween fangs are out on the pitch and off. And there is the official signal. 5 minutes of eco-living stoppage time. In Oklahoma City, we talked about it just now. Momentum, such a huge factor in this sport. They're a mess at the back now.
It absolutely, they are not sure what to do. And Locomotive have their foot on the pedal. They have not taken it off.
Ready for more. Incredible to see these scenes, 8th notch, in costume, out of costume, everybody in Locomotive gear. What an atmosphere. Oklahoma City trying to settle things. Biziev, good pass into the box. And Vasiljevic appreciates the thought. Easy grab in the end, though, for Logan Ketterer. Here's Chapa trying to get a hold of that and send it back up the way as Donovan, and he does, but only as far as Ross. Ross Aguinaga comes out of that to Diego. Boehner played. Fans almost wanting a handball, but it's off of Donovan. It will be a Chick-fil-A corner.
And it has been all Locomotive these last 8 minutes or so. It's just been, waves of white over and over and over again, combining, winning the ball backs, finding other ways to attack, and now get the goals too.
I am not as familiar, obviously, with the Eastern teams as I am with the Western teams, but here's the corner. And swinger, and another goal, Maka King! Brace yourselves. Locomotive lead 4-0. The goal in stoppage time by King. He's got a brace. Aaron Gomez, you get a brace. Locomotive going Oprah Winfrey with braces tonight.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. I have never seen the like here in El Paso. Does any team, I was about to make the point, does any team in this league smell blood the way Locomotive FC does?
Not tonight, that is for sure.
Maka, of course, taking off the shirt, will receive a yellow card here in stoppage time. That's not going to stop him from celebrating this, nor will it stop El Paso from celebrating this.
But
4
the energy,
goals.
he just couldn't stop with the crowd here and just the commitment. I mean, that he was first to the ball. There was other guys around him on the other team, but I know they're the energy. It was all Locomotive, all on that corner serve.
You talked about that 8-minute stretch. It's been 8 minutes from the first goal to now. Aaron Gomez, Maka King, Aaron, Maka. In 8 minutes. It's just amazing to watch this team, especially when they head toward this end of the pitch.
And we mentioned it earlier, OKC, they officially are out of playoff contention. Their regular season will be the end of their season. So, they're fighting, and then to get down, and then to have another goal, and then another and another. So, soccer is 2 halves long, so nothing is over. Maybe they'll come out and work hard to try to get back in this match, but mentally it's hard to do that for a team in the position they're in.
That's solid work by Donovan to take it away, because Diego had himself turned toward net. And there's no telling what hell would have broken loose. Into the final seconds of this first half in our eco-living stoppage time, here is Maka King. Lead ball, Aaron trying to get there, that's Chapa. And here's a clip, up and off the crossbar, Aaron. Trying to chip the keeper, and the halftime whistle for Oklahoma City could not be more of a relief at this point. An absolute onslaught for Locomotive FC, 4-0 at the half. It's the Maka and Aaron show here in El Paso, Texas. Aaron Gomez in the 40th. Maka King in the 42nd. Aaron with an absolute beauty in the 44th. And in stoppage time, Maka off the corner, delivered by Dylan Maris. Shirts off, it's a party.
Thank you for watching the pre-match show presented by Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Score the best deal on a home with the Brian Bird's Home Selling Team. Visit brianbirds.com or call 915-751-1500.
Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles from men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium.
Some comebacks are welcome. Others, we can do without. The best way to reduce the risk of a COVID-19 resurgence is to get fully vaccinated. Learn more at reducetherisk915.org and be on the lookout for pop-up vaccination sites in neighborhoods across El Paso County. Let's bring back the things we love, and let's put the pandemic in the past by getting vaccinated. Brought to you by the Paso del Norte Health Foundation and El Paso County.
Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles from men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium.
Why is Ozzy so jazzed up?
Well, the Locomotive is having a winning season, and so are we at Casa Ford.
We're 20-time winners of the Ford President's Award, and it's all thanks to our championship service and savings.
Get 0% financing on a new 2021 Ford F-150. And we're passing you more trade-in value than ever before. Trade in and get more.
Score a great deal at El Paso's #1 Ford dealer.
Casa Ford, home of the nice guys, an official partner of Locomotive Soccer.
Yeah!
Welcome to the GECU Halftime Show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU Online Banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Fans are all smiles tonight as El Paso is up 4-0 at the half. Welcome back to Southwest University Park, and thank you for joining us on the GECU Halftime Show. I'm Heidi Mocha. So the Locomotive have been so consistent making the playoffs since they joined the USL in 2019. Each year has seen improvement. El Paso only 3 losses on the season and unbeaten at home since July 2020. Here's what they have to say about the playoffs coming through the Sun City.
Yeah, we want to extend that run. It's one of the things that we're fighting for right now, even though so early and you kind of win the group. There's not a lot left to fight for, but that's something that we want to defend and fight for, is that home unbeaten streak. It's pretty impressive. We want to continue that. So it's motivation for the guys to kind of end the season well at home and make this place really difficult for teams to come in the playoffs.
It shows that we can perform well at home. It should be a goal from the start of the season, to play your best soccer at home. Playing away is always difficult, no matter where you're playing at, especially in this league. Teams are competitive and it's difficult. But I think it shows that we're resilient and that we can push, and we have our supporters behind us. And I think that gives us the extra energy, the extra motivation when we play at home. It definitely, we feed off of them. And for us, that's something that we just got to continue to carry through, through the remainder of this year.
El Paso can still have home field advantage throughout the Western Conference playoffs. They need to win tonight and at RGV, and Phoenix needs to lose their final match for that to happen. It's great to be in that position, though, as we have Locomotive 4, Energy FC nothing. All the fans loving in, bringing the energy here tonight. We'll be back.
I mean, seriously, guys, isn't it strange that with all of us in this giant Sirius XM house with like 100 bedrooms,
live recording studios,
a miniature basketball court for Kevin Hart,
and only 1 bathroom?
There better be hot water left, Brett!
Yo, I'm gonna be late for my show.
It's Brett bubble time!
Hurry up!
You're not the only host that lives here, Brett.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Bill, on behalf of myself and everyone at the United Soccer League, it is my pleasure to announce the formal awarding of a franchise in USL League One to the city of Lexington. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. We're going to have a soccer team here, and it's going to be a pro soccer team, and we're going to win the games. I'm very competitive, in case you don't know. So this is going to be a winning team. Thank you.
People around the world know our people support our teams with passion and commitment. I know they will do the same when this new team sets foot on the pitch for the first time.
Thank you. From the bottom of the league's heart, thank you for being those that stood up to take on this challenge, that see the value that pro soccer brings to a community. I think we can see that a lot by the attendance here today. But we see the value here. We know Lexington is a phenomenal sports town, and we're just adding another jewel to its crown, so thank you for that.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. 4-0 at the half, 4 goals in 8 minutes. Welcome back to the GECU Halftime Show. I am Duke Keith alongside Heidi Mocha. Let's take a quick look at the scoreboard from around the week. Some important matches. New Mexico United 4-2 over San Antonio. That vaulted them into playoff position. Real Monarchs a tie, a draw with Colorado Springs Switchbacks. That's kind of big for the standings as well. But on the weekend, Rio Grande Valley staying in contention. United in the catbird seat right now. They have that 4th and final playoff spot, but RGV on the road in Albuquerque, 2-0. And Rising FC, Sacramento Republic, notched at 1 after this weekend. That's a big one in relation to Locomotive's home chances for the playoffs. As we take a look at the Mountain Division standings, Locomotive at the top, looking for 3 more tonight. 61 points to pace the division. San Antonio FC, Switchbacks FC have both wrapped up playoff berths, just a position of whether they're going to be 2 or 3. New Mexico United, as we pointed out, with 43 points, but Bold FC and RGV Toros, each at 41, have an opportunity with a say, and RGV with 2 more matches to play headed into this weekend. Taking a look at the storylines, Nick Ross makes a Team of the Week for the 26th week of USL Championship Soccer against Colorado Springs at home. Locomotive FC playoff tickets are on sale. They're available, eplocomotivefc.com. So get those playoff strips November 6th. It's going to be here, possibly the 13th. And, of course, Aaron Gomez on Football Americas. That was an amazing goal, as we have the voice from that. Once again, Hercules Gomez talking to us about what was number 3 on Football Americas for Goal of the Week.
All right. Aaron Gomez, Locomotive, right here, El Paso. Every day, every week we have an El Paso goal. I want to ask you, is this an epic goal or an epic fail? Did the goalkeeper, is this a goalkeeping error here?
Yeah, I mean, the goalkeeper appreciated the effort by Aaron Gomez.
Okay.
Appreciate the effort, and he's got 2 more tonight. Locomotive FC leading 4-0, 2 for Aaron Gomez, 2 for Maka King. We've got plenty more as we continue with the GECU Halftime Show coming up after this. Swinging ball, loose it down.
Are great.
Whoa, Tony, that's amazing. I know. Can you believe how great these prices are?
Score a new Nissan with game-winning savings at Casa Nissan.
Get a 2021 Nissan Titan with 0.9% APR for 60 months.
Get a championship deal on your new ride at Casa Nissan.
Home of the Nice Guys is an official partner of Locomotive Soccer.
Yeah!
Locomotive FC has gone Adidas. Brand new official Locomotive gear in the 3 stripes is available, including the 2021 jerseys and new styles for men, women, and children. With unique colors and styles, there's something for everyone. Shop online at locomotiveteamshop.com or visit our team shop located at the stadium. Welcome back to Southwest University Park. 4-0, happy campers all around on a just about sold-out evening here at the Swap as Locomotive fans happy. Welcome back to the GECU Halftime Show. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha. 4-0 to the home team. Let's take a look at the GECU first half stats. The one up at the top, always the one that counts most. Total shots as well. It has really been total domination because of that scoreline, Heidi.
Look at that. Shots on target 6, goals 4. That is awesome. That's what we like to see. And typical Locomotive, high passing accuracy and higher amount of possession. But putting them in the back of the net tonight, it's pretty awesome.
Incredible. And we've got a unique Hospitals of Providence employee highlight tonight, Heidi.
We do. So let's take a moment to recognize our Hospitals of Providence employee highlight. Tonight we have a very special one. It is Rosie. So she is a pet therapy dog at the Hospitals of Providence who makes her rounds to patients and healthcare workers to brighten their days. Thank you, Rosie.
Well, that's going to wrap things up for the GECU Halftime Show. Second half on the other side of the break. We'll take a look at some of those highlights as well. Eighth notch. Pose for those selfies, man. What a night. 4-0 at the break. More after this.
Thank you for watching the GECU Halftime Show. Manage your accounts 24/7 with GECU Online Banking, the GECU mobile app, and GECU ATMs. Learn more at gecu.com.
Some comebacks are welcome. Others, we can do without. The best way to reduce the risk of a COVID-19 resurgence is to get fully vaccinated. Learn more at reducetherisk915.org and be on the lookout for pop-up vaccination sites in neighborhoods across El Paso County. Let's bring back the things we love, and let's put the pandemic in the past by getting vaccinated. Brought to you by the Paso del Norte Health Foundation and El Paso County.
Locomotive FC offers a wide variety of exclusive experiences, including private party spaces, individual suites, and hospitality areas. Give us a call at 915-235-GOAL for more information and to book your next event. Welcome back to Southwest University Park. Duke Keith along with Heidi Mocha. 4-0. Eighth notch is happy. Fans all around Southwest University Park are happy tonight as Locomotive 8 goals in 4 minutes, or 4 goals in 8 minutes. I'll pick your poison. Aaron Gomez gets the party started in the 40th. Great passing sequence. Diego to Maris to Aaron. Outstanding work. And then Maka King. That was in. It worked. First of his 2, followed by Aaron. And Heidi, this is just, I mean, these guys are on a different level when they start smelling blood like this.
Yeah, Gomez just, his focus, his strike, just on target. It's like it just we could not go wrong.
And Maka King scores the brace. He kept the captain's armband on. That might be a little harder to take off.
He is hot, hot, hot tonight.
Indeed he is, and showing it off for the home crowd tonight. There will be substitutions in this first or second half from the first half, and one of those is Maka King, as you see. And I think it's because after the shirt takeoff, you get a caution.
Yeah.
Probably better safe than sorry. Eder Borelli will come on for Maka King. For Oklahoma City, Tucker Stevenson and Aiden Daniels coming on for Brad Dunwell and for Declan Wynn.
So Maka will be denied a chance at a hat trick tonight.
Right.
But we still got Gomez out there.
Right, and now Eder Borelli, as once again Eder Borelli coming in. More than twice the number of crosses than the next person on Locomotive, which is the man he replaced, Maka King.
Oh yeah, his service into the box from the flank. I mean, it puts the Locomotive in nice attacking opportunities.
Amazing stuff coming forward. It is Borelli.
And his ability to take away the ball as well from the attackers is, is spot on.
18 years of age, Diego. Wonder how he'll feel being left out of the scoring and all of that first half fun. That's a young man who likes to score his goals. And amazing to think Really, not really. If you think about the way Locomotive sets itself up, this is a team that loves to possess the ball. They don't necessarily come in guns blazing. It's a team that has never scored 5 goals in a match before. Might that change? Be another record that falls tonight, including what would be a first win over Energy FC. Scoring a tie, turnover. That's a shot parried away at the last. Ross. Great work, Chaperrera and Aron Gomez, and it will be a Chick-fil-A corner. C.J. Cochran had to be called upon again.
And Locomotive is not letting up as the second half gets started. That's exactly what we want to see. That's exactly what they need to keep doing.
Maris, far post, and that's right off of Eder Borelli, up and over the crossbar. So one of the things for Mark Lowry, I would imagine, with a 4-0 lead going into the locker room and half, locker rooms just have to be euphoric. How do you maintain an even keel? We talked about momentum. We talked about how important it is in this game and how the players are the ones on the pitch who just have to keep their emotions under control. How do you do that and maintain intensity?
Yeah, I mean, it feels fun tonight. Going into that half feels fun. Players love playing soccer because it's fun. So you'd want to encourage that. Also encourage all the energy from the fans and the crowd that you've had tonight. Like, go into your final match of the season before you go into the playoffs on a high note. And I think Coach Lowry had talked about, scoring, winning, going on a high note into the playoffs being important. So keep that intensity, keep that focus with that in mind.
Should be pointed out, Rising FC with 66 points and 1 match to play. Locomotive in their penultimate match tonight. Should Locomotive pick up the 3 points, that would be 64 in the season. That's 2 away from where Rising FC is now. Might be a tough ask to get over that hump, but that is why you play the games. And I think with that hope, certainly this is going to be a target for Mark Lowry.
Right, and whoever's playing Rising is kind of like when they're playing Locomotive. They're at the top. It's that team's big game, so.
Target on the back. Excellent thought out of the back. Fox to Chapa. Chapa, and it'll roll out for a Locomotive throw. Good cover by Mitch Osmond. And here is Borelli. Eder Borelli, former team captain for FC Juarez Bravos. Played with them in the Ascenso, Liga Ascenso, as well as Liga MX. Dylan Maris. Good defense applied. And Vasiljevic gets the better of his opposite, number 10 there. Donovan. Scramble for it. Maris trying to get there. OKC Energy FC defeated El Paso in the inaugural game of Locomotive's existence in March of 2019. It was a draw in Oklahoma City at Taft Stadium. El Paso looking for what would be its first win against this franchise here tonight, and in good position to do so. And Mark Lowry, the conductor.
And right now, Locomotive, they are content to kind of keep the ball, and also when the other opponent has it, just stay behind it. But we don't want to transition into just sitting back because, they've been, the tone they've set is to be getting forward, just to continue to have the discipline to get back when needed, but continue to attack and keep showing, what they can do.
Certainly for Mark Lowry, and we have touched on this a bit, building a culture That's one of the things you have to say he's done, maybe right alongside the player acquisitions, just, finding the right pieces to plug in to play his style of soccer, but also institute that. Pass out of the back, Borelli, it's offside. Flag is up.
Yeah, and he's gotten them to all be committed to it and buy into the system. Play the way the Locomotive play as a team. And, you mentioned the acquisitions. He emphasized earlier in the season he really wanted to have at least 2 players interchangeable for each position. And then this, this middle patch, he's had to get more players experience in those kind of roles. And it could end up being instrumental as you move forward, into the playoffs. And now he's looking at different, also just kind of formations in case they need to shift to better adjust to, to a situation, being up goals, down goals, up men, down men, or just what your opponent might be doing well that night.
Here's Vasiljevic. Little spell of possession here for OKC. Aguinaga seems to have that one well guarded. Vasiljevic again from the middle. Taken away by Boehner. Aron, Ross, and Fox. But you've coached before. What do you do as you're setting up a team, as you are assembling that team? Obviously, if you get to pick your players, which not every coach gets to do, there's that. But how do you institute that culture? What are some of the things that Mark Lowry you think has done to make this team what it is?
Gosh,
from a gut standpoint.
Yeah. I mean, he had a vision for what he wanted them to be able to do on the field. I mean, for sure. And then I need to get the personnel that can do that. And that's the hard part. They had to go out and find the players that they knew, because they weren't going to be able to just get any group of players and train them all to learn that system. That's, kind of acquiring Cole Turner. They already said he already had experience in the 4-4-2 diamond. So he had a little quicker learning curve. So he took that, and then as you've talked about, they've built from season 1 to now, and kept building and getting better and better at that system of play. So he has that's finding those pieces of the puzzle is a huge accomplishment in itself. But once you have those thoroughbreds, now you're just kind of fine-tuning them and tweaking them and keeping them at their fitness and peak. And if you do get a player that maybe doesn't buy into that system or isn't quite right, then you make adjustments. It's better for that other player. It's better for the team as a whole. And so, soccer's fluid like that. Some player just sometimes might not be the fit for that system, but that's what you're going to keep playing. But let them go, excel somewhere else and bring somebody that's a role. You can't have everybody be a number 10, or you're not going to have a good team in any formation. So you want players that can play the roles that you need to have a great team as a unit.
It's a turnover to Ross. You heard Eighth Notch fans. I think they were keeping Logan company. He has not been called upon much in the second half so far. The Logan Ketterer chant coming up from Eighth Notch, which sits directly behind Ketterer here in the second half. Here's Diego. Aron sending it across and trying to flash out of the midfield. Nick Ross seems to be a little more advanced in the second half, at least in the opening minutes.
Yeah, he's looking to get forward and maybe take a little bit more risks. And OKC hasn't been kind of pressing up. They really just have one up high. I mean, you'd think they right now would look to play very direct and see if they could isolate one, a man on the last line of the Locomotive defense just to try to steal a goal.
Chapa does a solid job of harassing Aiden Daniels. Osmond. Donovan. Turnover. Layoff, Maris. Maybe just a step late trying to get it to Aron. Here's Bijev. Opportunity to run at the back line, and Matt Boehner, I think, is going to get a caution here. Little tug. Nope. Just a foul, but a free kick for Oklahoma City in an advanced position. Talk about your professional fouls. I honestly think Boehner's a little fortunate he didn't see the caution, and here it is.
Yeah.
So Boehner does get booked in the 57th minute. And there you see the action that earns him a place in Benjamin Meyer's book.
It wasn't as clean as Ross's little ankle tap earlier.
And a little further up the pitch, too.
Yeah.
Looks like Bijev to deliver after we have a discussion. Matt Boehner talking things over with Lamar Batista.
He is quite a tall target.
Indeed. Might be exactly what Bijev is looking for. Chipped into the box, and that doesn't hit Donovan where he wanted it to be hit.
No, and Ross does a good job getting his head on it.
Throw in here for Oklahoma City. Not going away just yet. Adekoya. Long throw in. Sky ball. That's just a down. Good work by Batista to get a foot to it. Bijev trying to work against Chapa. Has to steer it back into the middle for Donovan. Donovan slices his service. Left wing side. Bijev is waiting. And Boehner knocks it away. And a collision. Chaparreras nursing his a bit after the bounce with Tucker Stevenson.
OKC kind of staying on that side. They dropped that ball back central and then played it back down that same left flank. I would have liked for them, I think their players, some of them were hoping they would have sent it down that right side open, but they do end up winning it back and getting this free kick, which...
Here's Bijev. He'll roll it slow. Back and forth. Bijev will try for the corner and miss. Going to get a touch on the way out. Linesman's not completely sure he's going to call it a goal kick in the end. I think that's actually the right call. If Ketterer got a touch, it just scraped the edge of the fingernails. Bijev's complaining to the assistant referee. Wow.
I think it
he
may
have a case.
It may have. But that was a tricky little free kick. I kind of like to rewatch that. If I was, might jot that one down if I was coaching.
Vasiljevic, give and go. We're hearing Lucho Solignac about ready to come in, along with Cole Turner for Locomotive FC. I think that's, not only can you bring on the quality of a Lucho Solignac, which is going to happen now here in minute 61. Aron Gomez will get a curtain call for the fans. And Cole Turner will come in for Mishak here in minute 61. But when you're able to sub off the guy who scored you a pair and Aron Gomez and bring on the man who he's tied with for the goals at 10 apiece for this team, I mean, what does it say about Locomotive's depth?
That's what they have it. And to still be able to do that at this point in the season and about to be going into playoffs, that's That's what you want to have. And, you know, to be able to get goals in the back of the net, finding the back of the net, and keeping a clean sheet still. I would not want to be their next opponent.
Fox, good knock to Diego, double team. Vasujevic able to take it away. You can tell they want to get it to Bijev down that left flank. But other than the free kick, the fancy free kick, Oklahoma City really has not shown a whole lot here in the second half. Or the first, to be perfectly honest. They'll send it long. Again, Painter has that one well controlled, and the flag is up regardless for offside. Well, we talked about the offensive substitution, but how confident does Mark Lowry have to be to bring off Mishak, a guy who delivers great service, has been an absolute stalwart at center back, and replace him with your 20-year-old actually holding midfielder to put him in his spot?
Yeah, I mean, Turner has stepped into that role and done a tremendous job. And, you know, Mishak was on the bench the last match, but he had returned from injury. So at the same time, you want to say, oh, well, let's not have anything silly happen by keeping him in. Turner is fresh legs, young, and he's been just impressive on the field. He's got some legs to match up with OKC as well. So
Adekoya, Cole Turner with him ahead of the action. And here is Chapa. That's the other part. I think that certainly Ross has been kind of that fulcrum, that holding midfielder quite a bit. Chapa's a little more advanced now, but opening minutes of this second half seemed like they were a bit interchangeable. Spreading the wealth around, and a foul drawn. Aguinaga taken down by Tucker Stevenson. And here is another Oklahoma City substitution. Coming off the field will be Shei Adekoya. Jaime Chavez will replace him, 34 years old out of Irvine, California. Here in the 64th minute, as Lee Weidman just looking for some traction in this match. I'll say it slowed down a point, and obviously we talked about maintaining intensity. This just got to be difficult.
Oh,
you scored
sure.
4 goals in 8 minutes.
That was like, you know, going into halftime on like a crazy high.
Right. It's like drinking 3 Red Bulls, and then all of a sudden, here's after. Diego. Good work by Diego. Aguinaga swings this one in, looking far post. Headed out of trouble by OKC. Batista. And it'll be an Energy FC throw. We've been seeing Eighth Notch hold the different cutouts of the heads of different Locomotive players. And I think they've got a chant for everyone. That includes Yuma, whose praises they are singing tonight. They just want to party. Like, Yuma's not even on the pitch.
No, but that's what we have waiting to come back to help, like, end the season and move forward in the playoffs. So that is quite the depth that the Locomotive has.
If the playoffs were to start tomorrow, it would be Galaxy 2, Los Dos, here on November the 6th. Here's Chapa, service, Lucho, turns, the Argentine, double team, bounces to Maris. Out here trying to get a hold of that is Aguinaga. Maris almost will, and excellent last-ditch defending for a corner kick by Mitch Osman.
That is keeping the play alive. Everybody wanted to just get that good hop to get that shot off.
Well, as we point out, Locomotive FC has never scored 5.
Can they change that tonight?
Can that change? Here in the 67th minute, it's Dylan Maris outswinging ball to be delivered for the Chick-fil-A corner. Man down in the box, 2 men down, They'll get that cleared out. Here's Turner.
Ball might have been on target, but the targets were down.
Yeah. Here is Maris dancing. And Ross along that right side. Ross trying to curl it around. And Kurimoto able to put it into touch. Should be pointed out, Dylan Maris with 3 apples tonight. 3 assists, including that first one to Aron. The corner kick, obviously, to Maka. What a night he's had. The big man from Zionsville. Big in terms of the stats. Diego, give and go. That's offside. Boehner trying to get it back from Aguinaga and make something happen. The flag immediately up. Babukar Jallo, Bennett Savage, our assistant referees tonight. Along with Benjamin Meyer in the middle. Drew Player, the 4th official. Gives us an opportunity to tell you that it all comes down to the final day of the regular season. Watch all the drama unfold all evening long on ESPN+. The race for the USL Championship playoffs comes to an end next weekend. Action begins October 30th at 5 p.m. Mountain on ESPN+. Locomotive trying to get a hold of that. And the foul drawn by Batista. Lamar Batista, native of Oklahoma City.
And they restart it and give it right to Lucho.
And why not?
Well, not Locomotive.
Right. It has been a frustrating evening, I'm sure, for Lee Weidman. Good crossfield pass. Diego. From Cole Turner. Diego. Aguinaga. Spreads the wealth. Here's Maris. Delivers that. Comes all the way through. And the green jersey's in front. Here's Borelli to keep it in. They're going to have to go run it down. Now it's out of play, and it'll be an El Paso throw.
Borelli has very many creative uses for that slide.
Indeed.
Tackle. Turnover move.
Well defended on Diego. Hiroki Kurimoto, 31-year-old out of Nagoya, Japan. Quite an international lineup for Lee Weidman's OKC Energy. Declan Nguyen, who got subbed out from Auckland, New Zealand. A couple of English players, a Canadian. So much the international game. I'll tell you what is wonderful to see from me is, as a longtime fan of American professional soccer, such as it was in the era of flaming soccer ball logos back in the 80s and 90s.
Cosmos.
Right. Everybody tried the flaming soccer ball. Everybody had word art from Microsoft 95. Remember that?
Yes.
Good grief. Everybody had a word art logo. Here's Aguinaga. Up ahead, the flag is up regardless for Locomotive. But to see the professional game played today, not just at Major League Soccer levels, but here in the USL Championship and through League One and League Two, it is amazing the way the game has taken hold. Still a lot of I's to be dotted from coast to coast as American soccer fills out the geography. Slid in, did Dylan Maris. That's going to be kept. And a free kick coming for Oklahoma City. Kurimoto with Maris stride for stride. It's just cool. You know, these guys, they earn decent money to play their game.
Mm-hmm.
Championship, working out a deal with the Players Union.
I mean, who doesn't want to play their job, be playing a sport?
Truth. Good bounce for Oklahoma City. Donovan from the byline. An easy grab for Ketterer. It will be a corner kick. They're saying it was out off of Donovan first, but Ketterer will acquiesce.
Yeah, but Ketterer had to play that because if it doesn't go out and it's called inbounds and goes behind him, that's right in front of his net. I mean, right there for somebody to tee it up.
You be the judge. Donovan got the ball before it went out for the pass, but did the ball he delivered go out?
Right.
That's the question. Either way, it'll be a Chick-fil-A corner kick. That's a very Batman angle on the goalpost.
Bodelli is.
What's he doing?
He's as high as the armpit of his opponent, getting kind of like arm hugged.
Mitch Osmond, 6'3" from Sydney, Australia, the big Aussie, and there we see right under the armpit. And there's Bodelli tucking himself in.
Getting shoved.
Far post. That's headed down and out. Ross, Diego, Lucho on the run, and we've got a foul as another Locomotive player is down. And that's Maris. Texas Tech nod to the dock. Ricardo Ruiz. Anytime we see him, he's always busier than he would like to be. Eder Borelli still pleading his case with Benjamin Meyer. Maris is down. Seems to be in decent shape, but on all fours, certainly some discomfort.
Did he get knocked in the nose?
If that ever happens to me, I sneeze. I don't know about you. Well, Dylan Maris.
The knock during the soccer match might be a harder knock than you've had to your noggin.
Yeah,
I don't know if it'll cause but I'll give you credit, Duke.
Well, you may be right. Dylan Maris, and it was a pop to the nose. You had that called exactly.
I may have had a few before. They make your eyes tear more than sneeze, I'd say. You're like, oh.
Trying to straighten things out. I think they're looking to see if it's busted.
Still going to keep playing.
Sure. He's there with Ricardo Ruiz.
Now they make you stop if it's bleeding, but you'd still keep playing.
And a substitution on the far side for Oklahoma City. 2 substitutions. It'll be Jonathan Brown on for Bijev. Also coming on will be Kodai Ida replacing Basuljevic. So the playmakers coming off for Oklahoma City. And we'll see what maybe a slightly younger lineup will add for Lee Weidman's squad. Ida from Ishikawa Prefecture in Japan. If you missed it in the fourth or the 8-minute span at the end of the first half, Locomotive 4 goals beginning in the 40th minute. Lots of stoppage time as well. Aron Gomez got the ball rolling in the 40th. 2 minutes later it was Maka King. 2 minutes later it was Aron Gomez. And then 4 minutes after that it was Maka King. An incredible span of goals for Locomotive FC. And here they come again. Diego, he wants a piece. It's deflected. Osmond, right place, right time, floated across. Donovan gets a hold of that. Well done. Maris back in the pitch. It'll bounce to Borelli. Taken by Brown. Chance in English and in Spanish. It's El Paso, after all. Maris trying to drag his way past a couple of Energy players, and the foul drawn by Aiden Daniels.
But the Locomotive on there, that series, they are just like swarming to get that ball back. They're staying, you know, bringing the energy and still trying to close, hustle back, win the ball back, and then, I feel like they're wanting to have another run of goals in a short period of time.
I have not seen, as I say, a whole lot of the Eastern Conference, but other than Rising FC, I don't know a team that smells blood in the water like this one does. When the ball gets rolling the right way, they are really and seriously a runaway train. And coming on, Leandro Carrijo very shortly for Diego. The all-time leading goal scorer for Juarez Bravos in Liga Ascenso.
And I know Diego kind of was,
Here's Diego, great service out of the back. Lucho trying to get there in time. Great last-ditch defending by Batista.
Lucho, we've seen him bring those down and put them in the back of the net. I think he's just mistouched that one and had that pressure from the defender. But nice ball in by Diego. So Diego, he has, we thought we might see him up higher today, but he's definitely kind of been the forward who kind of dropped and created a lot of those chances. As much as he likes to get forward, he can create and make things dangerous for everyone else.
Donovan in the middle, trying to turn now. Daniels. Here's Batista, good ball out of the back. They'll loop one in. Trying to find and drop one in for Jonathan Brown, to no avail. Aguinaga does well to hang on. Painter, Ross, Lucho, Aguinaga and Lucho up the left wing, or right wing I should say. A little too far ahead and an easy cover for Oklahoma City.
And you mentioned OKC with the more youthful subs. I mean, those players want minutes. They're hungry to just get a chance to be on the field so for them, I mean, if they're just trying to get in and start with just getting one goal, put pressure on Locomotive, those are the players that aren't gonna give up.
79th minute. Here comes the sub, Lucho Solignac coming on for Diego.
I think Carrijo coming on.
Carrijo, you're right. Leandro Carrijo for Diego as they sing the Diego Luna song. Eighth notch again. I think they have a whole repertoire and they know them by heart.
Oh, and there's the Diego head.
They've got a cutout head of everybody and a song for everybody. It's amazing. That's a foul earned by Aguinaga. Ida took a little extra piece along the way. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, channel 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio. Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh. USL All Access with Mike Watson, Devin Kerr every Tuesday, 5 o'clock Mountain. You can also hear the live action from the USL, Major League Soccer, the Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC, channel 157, and via the Sirius XM app.
I like that turn by Chapa and the idea to send it over, and it just is a little, just not quite enough on it, and OKC manages to intercept and have a turnover.
Well, you've got to think, I think if the ball drops in kindly, and certainly you bring on a forward like Carrijo, as well as Solignac before him, you still wouldn't mind scoring goals, but the match seems to have settled quite a bit during the second half.
It has.
And here is Carrijo trying to target Lucho. Drop it between a couple of energy defenders. Batista, good header. Back to Cochran.
But Carrillo and Lucho looking to play the crossing game, finishing.
That's a tie-up. It'll be a foul on Chapa Herrera. Chapa Herrera. switch for Locomotive. Here's Eder Borelli. That Borelli slide yielding results on Donovan. Turner, Fox, and Borelli. Good to see Maris none the worse for wear. But you had it pegged exactly, partner. Right in the schnoz.
Makes your eyes water. And hopefully not your nose bleed.
Here's Turner, sees some space and lofts one. Just a little too far ahead of Aguinaga. Appreciates the effort from the 20-year-old from the Philadelphia Union. On loan from Union FC. Here's Ida. And the word is that young Brooklyn Raines, the 16-year-old out of Chicago, Illinois, is going to get his home debut. On an academy contract, he's going to come in for Dylan Maris. That's the word. That'll be the next sub for Locomotive FC. Midway through 83rd minute. Oklahoma City trying to chase and probe, but really not able to penetrate that final third with much of anything.
No, like I mentioned before, I mean, when they really did try to start getting up there, the Locomotive white was swarming.
Ross, great ball from, here it is, Carrijo, Steve Cochran, the flag is up. Doesn't matter. Give and go with Carrijo. Just a great and well done bit of action between Carrijo and Ross. And in the end, Solignac involved, but the flag up.
Carrillo's sweet spot, the last 5 or 10 minutes of a match and stoppage time.
He is the magic man. The clock starts ticking down toward 90, or up, as the case may be. Oh, the pass in behind Donovan. Here is Borelli for Fox. Dylan Maris with 3 assists tonight. That gives him 8 on the season, and that surpasses Lucho Solignac for top honors in the team. Solignac coming in with 7 on the night. There's a long cross to nowhere. And here's the sub. And it will be Dylan Maris to get a curtain call in front of 8th Notch and all of the fans here at Southwest University Park to bring on the youngster Brooklyn Raines. Maris with 3 assists on the night has waved that magic right foot to great effect this evening. The young man on an academy call-up, academy contract from Barcelona. Barca Residency Academy, the same place that brought us Diego Luna. Onto the pitch. Fox, Borelli, playing in an advanced role up on that left wing, it appears. Turner. Well, Oklahoma City looking very defensive with this posture, aren't they?
Carrillo wanting to get released.
He's ready, the Brazilian.
He is.
Fox. Darting runs and positioning. Here's Raines' first touch in front of the El Paso crowd. Appreciative, energetic all evening. And kind of getting themselves revved up, it appears. Nicely done. Ross bounces kindly for Lucho, trying to get a hold of that. And Lucho will commit the foul. As he takes down Jaime Chavez. Played with Fresno FC, did Chavez. 13 goals for Fresno in 2019. Good bounce here. Solid work to cross it, but nobody to cross it to.
Yeah, that was a nice
Tucker
little
Stevenson.
split of the two defenders where he chipped it up and over, and then did one of those, had a run where I like hacking the end line, trying to drop it back, but fortunately we have Fox there who cleared it out for Locomotive.
Ida. Batista. Back and forth with Kurimoto. And Ida up the left wing, gets wide. Ida cutting in, tries to knock. Easy stop. Here's a shot from distance, Kurimoto. Now taken by Chapa to Reigns. And that's a foul. Reigns draws the contact from Zach Ellis-Hayden. Borrelli, the cross and the restart. How about the Mark Lowry effect? Brooklyn Reigns, 16 years of age. You've got to think when he receives the ball out on that flank, he's thinking forward. What does he do? Turns it back into the defense.
Yep. Part of the possession. Possession.
The Locomotive culture.
I was kind of hoping to see how fast he might be.
Might see that yet. I don't know. Double team gives it back to Ross. Out of the back, looking for Carrijo. Trying to drop one in out of the sky.
I think they just need to play those a little bit less central. And then Carrillo will be all over it.
Good bounce here for Oklahoma City. Ready to run that one down in the corner. Low cross touched by Fox. Borelli will move it up and out of the box. Jonathan Brown down the wing. Ida missed on the pass. Did Aiden Daniels. Left wing side to Reigns with room to roam. Brooklyn Reigns. Chapa. Little mishandle. Back to Reigns and to Ross. Borelli. Into the 90th minute we go. The cross up and in. Not out of trouble yet. Ross to bring it back down. Carrijo. Chapa, Ross, and Reigns. Carrijo can't turn, double team. Chapa gets another piece though. 2 minutes of equal living stoppage time is what we're going to hear. From referee Benjamin Meyer. Locomotive with possession centrally, and there's the signal.
Look, we just want to see Locomotive, finish this 90 minutes out.
Ross, incisive, but it bounces high and off of Solignac. It'll come to Carrijo. Carrijo makes a move to cut in, but Batista has it cut out. Tucker Stevenson. Closing in on the second minute of 2 in stoppage time. Oklahoma City, one last foray. But how big is this for Locomotive?
Well, this will extend that unbeaten streak, unheard of, the longest in North America. And just set them on, just the high note going into their last match of this regular season with the playoffs locked in and putting themselves additionally in that position to potentially host.
Ida, loose ball brought down by Ketterer. Fox did just enough, and a scramble at the very end. Donovan.
Let's keep everybody in the stadium. No leaving early. And there's his head, Ketterer. Woo.
And the Logan Ketterer chant.
But OKC, the youngsters we're hoping to just snag one for OKC, but Locomotive manages to hold them off.
Great last-ditch defending by the Englishman, Andrew Fox. And that is it. 25 straight unbeaten. An entire season with no losses at home. And Locomotive, 64 points, 4-0. A resounding win in front of El Paso.
Yeah, that is another accomplishment, something that who knew that's not the thing that you start off the season saying, we're going to be unbeaten at home. You want to get all the wins and you can get and draws, but to be able to have that kind of unbeaten streak here at home is just amazing.
Incredible. Since July of last year. 4-0. Back with the post game when we continue right here.
Some comebacks are welcome. Others, we can do without. The best way to reduce the risk of a COVID-19 resurgence is to get fully vaccinated. Learn more at reducetherisk915.org and be on the lookout for pop-up vaccination sites in neighborhoods across El Paso County. Let's bring back the things we love, and let's put the pandemic in the past by getting vaccinated. Brought to you by the Paso del Norte Health Foundation and El Paso County.
Don't miss a second of the Locos in action by getting a seat to every match. Buy your tickets now at eplocomotivefc.com/tickets or by calling or texting 915-235-GO. Back to Southwest University Park. If you weren't here at Southwest University Park tonight, I think you missed something. 4-0 Locomotive FC. 4 goals in roughly 8 minutes to wind up the first half of play. Duke Heath with Heidi Mocha. An amazing atmosphere. Pumpkin heads galore. It's Halloween season. That just gives you an excuse, I think, to wear anything. And these fans have, and they've had fun tonight.
They have. They have the energy that they've brought. Adds to just, you know, the atmosphere and the ability for the players to show off what they can bring on the pitch here at Southwest University Park.
An amazing atmosphere here at the SWUP. Let's take a look at the highlights. It's all 4 goals, as you would think. And it began with Dylan Maris. The service to Aron Gomez. What a touch by the man from Mexico.
Yeah, he is all in, committed to getting to that before that goalkeeper.
Swung back in, and I think Aron got a piece of that. It comes to Maka King. That's knocked into the goal. Bounced right back out off of Cochran, but it had crossed the goal line. And then Aron. Look at this bit of mastery. Tucks it in near post. Are you kidding me?
He had like a laser focus on that one. He was not going anywhere but in the back of the net.
And there's Maka King on the delivery off the corner from Dylan Maris. In stoppage time, Locomotive FC. It goes from 0-0 going into the 40th minute to 4-0 by the end of the first half as the team applauds the crowd here tonight. Just an amazing, amazing second half effort. As we take a look at our full match stats brought to you by the Hospitals of Providence. 4-0, 13 shots to 6, 7 on target, none for Oklahoma City tonight. A blocked shot. The passing accuracy got better as the second half happened, even though it seemed like Oklahoma City was able to dig in a little better in that second 45.
Locomotive playing their game, possessing it and having that passing accuracy and defending. I mean, getting a clean sheet and no shots on target. That's the way getting goals in the back of net, no shots on target, clean sheet. That's how you want to be moving to the end of the regular season and into the playoffs for sure.
Oh, absolutely amazing. 9th clean sheet for Logan Ketterer and the 13th clean sheet for Locomotive FC. Our estrella of the match tonight, as you might expect. Oh, let's do the GECU save of the game. And there wasn't much in terms of that because there were no shots on target for Oklahoma City, but Logan Ketterer was called upon a couple of times tonight. Bijev, the give and go. Nicely done with Basiljevich. And that was just steered wide, and Logan Ketterer, I think it wasn't called a corner kick, but I think he did actually make a stop there.
He might have got a teensy bit of his paw on there, but hard to tell.
Maybe a fingertip. That was ruled a goal kick after that effort from Bijev, trying to curl one in.
I think
that's your GECU save of the game.
Notch helped save that one again with their celebrating, cheers, energy. Look at them right there.
Aussies down there, the heads are out.
Fans having fun.
What a salute on the final home match of the regular season. It'll be another couple of weeks. Saturday, November the 6th. If you don't have your playoff tickets, get them now. Strips are available. The physical play of the game. It's Aaron Gomez. Both of his goals tonight, that ties him with Lucho Solignac with 10 on the season, puts him into double digits, the all-time leading scorer for Locomotive FC. His 3rd season on loan from Bravos, but hey, Locomotive will certainly take his efforts.
Absolutely. He was trucking on that first one, and then, like I said earlier, this is just blistering shot, just blistering to the back of the net.
How difficult a skill is that to steer that with basically the outside of your left boot? It's a left-footed shot, the acute angle pinching in from the left, and to get it to go near post?
For him, it looks like he can do it in his sleep. He had that kind of focus tonight.
Just incredible. What a season it has been. 4-0, your final score. Good to see the masks out all the way around. And our estrella of the match is coming up. Dylan Maris with 3 assists tonight now takes over the team lead for assists with 8. As you might expect, he is our estrella of the match. Down to Elizabeth Vega.
Get loud. Dylan, what a big night for El Paso and a huge first half. You are credited with 3 assists tonight. Tell us about your effort in this game and how incredible the match was.
No, it was a great match for us. I thought we came out a little slow, but then eventually we picked it up. After we got the first one, after that it was lights out, as I would say. But no, it was good. It was an exciting atmosphere. We couldn't ask for a better crowd tonight. Again, they give us energy, and it keeps us going. Pushed us to get more. After the first one, you just keep going.
It's been a crazy month. 8 matches in 3 weeks. How does a team stay focused and motivated and continue to flat out dominate?
Well, you don't want to go into a slump. You want to be peaking as you go into the playoffs. So it's important to just keep grinding out and keep pushing ourselves to the end of the season. Every game is important. Even being at the top of the table and already qualified for the playoffs, we still need to keep pushing ourselves and within practice every day of the week.
25 matches, undefeated here. Why is El Paso so great at home?
Everyone out there in the crowd. That's why. El Paso, I've played at a few places, and this is, probably the top club, top fans. They bring the energy. They give us energy in the game, and we love you guys. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting us this entire year.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Dylan.
Thank you very much.
Our estrella of the match. Thank you, Elizabeth Vega.
Hey Hey fans, don't forget, our first playoff match is on Saturday, November 6th. Tickets are on sale now, so get yours because you won't want to miss this match.
Indeed. November the 6th, right here in El Paso, Texas. That is a Saturday night. The playoff strips are available at EPLocomotiveFC.com. 4-0 Locomotive FC over Oklahoma City Energy. As we do our Brian Birds moving into the next match, let's look ahead as this next match will be the last of the regular season, presented by the Brian Birds home selling team. El Paso heading to RGV to close out the regular season. Fourth and final matchup between these two teams. El Paso's defeated RGV twice this year, but one of Locomotive's 3 losses came at the hands of the Toros in the last match they played in the Valley.
Right, and lots to play for both sides in this one. So El Paso's looking to clinch home field advantage throughout the Western Conference playoffs, and RGV just trying to make it in. So they have an outside chance, but things need to fall their way. So, hey, but at least El Paso gets 6 days between matches.
Right?
That's like a huge break for them.
Incredible. That is Saturday, October the 30th at 6 p.m. We will see you back here again November the 6th for the playoffs. As it stands, if the playoffs were to end today, it is against Los Dos. That's the way it's going to finish up. 4-0 is the final score tonight. An absolutely dominating effort tonight, Heidi.
Absolutely. They came out with an intensity and focus, and, we wanted the tone set early. By the end of that first half, it was clear. They had set that tone. The team was disciplined, gets out of it with the clean sheet, and it's a full team effort on attack and defense. But 4-0, what a way to end and keep the unbeaten streak alive.
2 for Aron, 2 for Maca, and 3 apples for Dylan Maris. For our producer, Juan Gutierrez, our director, Cesar Ruiz, for Heidi Mocha, I'm Duke Keith. So long from El Paso, Texas. See you in a couple of weeks.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.